So, having watched the third period of this game today, Sweden and Russia, it reminded me of something I've been saying all summer. I don't dislike Ovechkin anymore. He's grown up. Then the embellishment call happened. I was in the second period, actually. And it was pretty lame that he embellished there. And then with 7 seconds left in the game, he throws the puck in the net. And then has an absolute hissy fit. When the replay showed that clearly his stick didn't touch the puck. This is the old Ovechkin. This is the one I didn't like. These are the things. So when people say in videos of mine, well, why don't you like so-and-so? Watch today's game. Watch the highlights. Watch what Ovie did. These are the things that make me say, you know what? No. Now, also, full credit to the Sedins, Louis Eriksson. They look good. Cycle game's working for them. There's a big difference between them doing well in a tournament like this, where they have 4 solid, star-studded lines, and then trying to do it in the regular season in a month's time and over an 82-game schedule. Whereas this is a rapid-fire tournament. Markstrom looked good. I didn't like how he looked on that second goal with 7 seconds left until I realized it was thrown in the net. So, of course he's going to look bad there. The first goal was iffy. I mean, I'll give benefit of the doubt there, and besides which he played relatively well. The talk after the game, of course, is that they didn't start Lundqvist. Well, Lundqvist looked absolutely horrible in the game pre-tournament. So either Lundqvist is sporting an injury and not telling people, which is possible, potential's there, or he's just not at the top of his game, and Markstrom is. Now, if Markstrom brings that to the Canucks training camp and into the regular season, Ryan Miller's going to be the backup in Vancouver. There's very little doubt in my mind that Markstrom that I saw today is a starting goaltender. So Vancouver could have an issue where they have a $6 million backup sooner than they expected. But it depends on, I mean, I can't see Sweden going away from Markstrom in the next game. Markstrom was solid in what I saw. Now, the Russians were kind of hemmed out of the zone. Sweden played a very, very strong defensive game. I can see why the Russians were frustrated. But again, this is Russian hockey over the last 20 years. They have a good team on paper, they look good, and then the tournament rolls around and it just doesn't work out for them.
Did you drop your food? Well, get a towel. Just get a towel. It's not worth death. Pop can get cleaned up, life can't.
Anyhow.
Dropping your pop isn't a sign of intelligence. If it was, your dad's a moron. There's a song from Frozen.
Anyhow, Ovechkin. And the sad thing is the Russian team is built around him. Datsuk looked okay. You can kind of tell that his speed's left him and he's not the player he was 10 years ago. Their defense was all right. The Russians just couldn't beat Sweden. And in this tournament, you can't afford to lose. So, like tomorrow, Europe's playing against the Czechs. If Europe wins, the Czechs are out and the Europe's in the second round. That's it. Russia can't afford to lose another game. And by the way they played today, they're going to. They're going to lose another game. So, as a fan of this team, I was happy with what I saw today. The members of the Canucks that were in the game looked very solid, especially Markstrom. The Sedins look good. I noticed when Ovie had his little hissy fit that Hank skated by him, and I'd be interested to know if Hank said anything to him, because Hank's back was to the camera. I don't think so. That's not usually Hank's style, but they looked good. And then, of course, there's the interview in between the second and third period, which asks stupid questions. They keep asking the Sedins, is this your last tournament? What are they supposed to say? They're 36 years old. Odds are, yes, it's their last tournament. What exactly are they looking for here? And then the other stupid question I keep hearing is, do you enjoy playing with Louis Eriksson and getting an idea of how you guys are going to play during the regular season in the NHL? What in the hell do you think their answer is going to be? Do you think he's going to say, no, I hate the idea, I really don't like the guy? You know, he's got me on his phone and he's always taking selfies with us and is really uncomfortable. We're already asking Benning to trade him. Like, what are they expecting to get? What incredible insights do they expect to get out of these interviews with the Sedins or Eriksson? Although I don't recall seeing an interview with Eriksson being asked about the Sedins. So maybe they're just asking the Sedins about Eriksson. I don't know. It's a strange dynamic. So tonight you have Team North America is going to be on the ice. That'll be interesting. Whether they win or they don't. Um, who was it before the tournament said Team North America isn't going to win a game? I think it was John Shannon said that. And I can't see it being that bad for them. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for these kids who are 23 and under to play in games that are really, really structured. Sweden played a fantastic structured game today. The Russians couldn't break through it. And the Russian structure wasn't bad. It's just they don't seem to have that killer instinct. They need somebody other than Ovie to step up. This is when Malkin needs to be the main guy, not Ovechkin. You need the main guy to be your your best player, who I honestly think should be Evgeny Malkin. But we'll see. It was entertaining to watch. The embellishment was stupid, and it's standard. This is what made me hate the guy in throughout the beginning of his NHL career. Everybody whines about Crosby whining. Everybody says, "Oh, Sidney Crosby, I can't stand him, and he's a whiner, and he's this and he's that." I haven't seen Crosby embellishing. If Crosby's complaining to the referee 9 times out of 10, it's because somebody slashed him or hooked him or held him up or did something stupid to him. And for whatever reason, Crosby doesn't get those calls all the time. Whereas star players in the past, whether it was Gretzky, uh, at certain points Lindros, certain points Messier, um, definitely Lemieux, these guys get calls. They get calls that other guys don't. Guys can't touch them. Crosby gets frickin' mauled in the corner. And sometimes it's called and sometimes it isn't. So I can understand Crosby being upset. Ovie just whines. And the way he went off on the referee like that, and right, he knows there's a camera there, and it's F bomb after F bomb after F bomb, and it's like, wait a minute, what are you doing? Because that footage is going to be played everywhere for a long time. That'll follow Ovechkin, possibly into the season, and now if he has a bad start to the season, that'll follow him. It's just sad because if he had instead of flinging the puck the way he did, if he had played it down to his stick, he probably would have scored. But the way that he just kind of half-hearted flung the puck, it's standard. And the way he freaked out when he didn't touch the puck, he didn't touch it. As soon as I saw the first replay, I'm like, okay, that he didn't touch that. And he's flipping out, I touched it, I touched it. It's like, you didn't touch it. And as a guy who's played floor hockey or any sort of sport, if my implement or my foot or whatever I'm using hasn't touched the ball, the puck, whatever you're using, I know. And he knew his stick didn't touch that puck. He was well aware his stick didn't touch that puck. Which makes his whining, complaining, and freaking out all the more pathetic. And I'm this close. Like, this is why when people say, well, why aren't you a Capitals fan? I love John Carlson, Braden Holtby, Kyle Alsner. There's no Carl Alsner. I love Backstrom. Most of the players in Washington I love. Ovechkin, I just I can't. So when the main guy, the big star player, is a guy you just want to strangle until he stops moving, it's hard to say I cheer for this team. So that's my dilemma. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will post more later. I know North America Finland is going to be a fun game, and I hope everybody's enjoying what they've seen so far. And it'll be interesting to see what happens with Lundqvist from here. Is he on the downside to the point where now in a tournament he's not even the top goalie for Sweden? Because I really couldn't have called this. This is a strange scenario. I wouldn't have imagined a situation where Markstrom plays and Lundqvist is like, how bad is it that Markstrom's the start? Now Markstrom is the starter, so it'll be interesting to see what happens from here. And does that mean the Canucks come out and go, hey, this guy should be our starter too? Anyways, I'll be interested to know your thoughts. Post them in the comments, and if you're new, don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and welcome.